I'm All in 110 is about to begin. Come on in and join the experiment in kindness. Extreme kindness in an extreme world. A revolution of love spreading its way. Traveling through the lands day by day. Come on in, it's about to begin. Welcome in, it's about to begin. I'm all in 110. Hi, everybody. This is Angie with I'm All in 110. Extreme kindness in an extreme world. It starts with me, then we, then they, and then the world. Spreading love, joy, peace, hope, and kindness based on the things we think about ourselves and each other and the words we say to ourselves and each other. And spreading love and kindness and joy and happiness is a great way to live, and it feels good. And just think, sometime in the near future, we will be sharing a great world of unity, love, peace, happiness, joy. Come with me in the experiment. Anyway, welcome, welcome. Today is Kindness Card Wednesday. I hope that you're catching them on Facebook and YouTube. I've got a card. I got a kindness card. I'll tell you about it. I got a poem. But I decided why not, since it's a beautiful day out here, beautiful spring, sitting out here at Ohala Farms, why not have season 6, episode 2? Because I got something I want to talk to y'all about. The conversation I'd like to have with y'all today is about storms. And I'll get with you on that because first, before I do the storms conversation and then tell you a few other little things about what's going on in the area and a great place I'd love for y'all to visit if you're thinking about doing some traveling for unique adventures. I got something for you. Anyway, hey, that's me, misinformation. So I wanted to go ahead and get the kindness card out in case you don't stay with me through the whole video. But if you don't stay with me through the whole video, you really should. There's no reason why you shouldn't. And by the way, please follow my page, I'm All in 110, and visit my website to get an idea of what the mission is about. I'm All in 110.com. And merch is coming to that website soon. I'll show you on my hat, and we'll have t-shirts and all kinds of fun stuff like that. But and also YouTube. I'm All in 110. So there's lots of way to catch me out, but I don't know anything about Instagram or TikTok yet. Not yet. Okay, so let's do the kindness card. The kindness card today is Be the Eye in the Storm. And here's a poem. And I just want to say thank you to the Most High because, yes, He gave this to me. Okay, be the eye in the storm. It happens to all of us in some way or form that we will be sent into a great big storm, or it envelops us, but either way, we are caught by the gravity of the destruction so near. It is in these great moments when life seems like a disaster swirling around you, the pieces you cling to. But is that the answer? The storms, they come and go, some smaller, some fearful, some that change the landscape that was before. I have learned something new and tested it for truth. The storm will keep coming back like an old rotting tooth. The goal is to be free of pain without Novocaine. So next time the storm comes, get ready so you can be calm, sure, and steady. Say a prayer and go within and turn that storm into a cloud again. Every time a storm comes through, a chance to build begins anew. Thank you. So that is Be the Eye in the Storm. And I hope you like that poem. And I'm going to put all these poems on I'mAllin110.com. I am working really hard to get to the point where I can focus so strongly and committed to the project of the experiment, Extreme Kindness in an Extreme World. But, it is a process, and I hope that you check out my videos so that you get a feel for it and come along for the journey and be a part of the love revolution, baby. Anyway, so storms. I want to talk about storms because it's spring. And, in the Midwest and down south, we get a lot of storms this time of year, tornadoes in some parts. And I hope that everywhere in our country is out of winter. And across the world, I hope that y'all are having beautiful weather. But let's face it, we all face a storm or two or three or more in our lifetime. And I have learned that, a lot of times what we are feeling inside uh, kind of turns up in your life outside. And I've thought very strongly about that. And when I see patterns in my particular life, I like, oh, okay, this is something that has not been completely dealt with. I don't know exactly what an example would be, but I know what happened when I had the last storm, and I know how I handled it, and I think that I finally got it, and I want to share with you. So storms come in our life, and I think they come for different reasons. They come into our life to teach us great lessons. They come in our life to sometimes sweep out what doesn't need to be there so you can see, because we get so, you can't see the forest for the trees. So you need a different view, you need a different perspective. And so sometimes when you're so torn and stormy inside, you literally create that storm around you so that you are aware what needs to be disposed of and it's time to once again clean up the broken stuff, clean up the clutter, clean up whatever the storm left, clean up the pieces of your life. But it's always something that leads to something better. And that is what I know. I have noticed that practically yearly over the last several years, when I started my journey on a path of walking with God to the best of my ability as a human being. And I that's one thing that's wonderful is, that every road leads to home, so to speak. And everyone walks with their creator in their own way. And that is a great truth and a great secret. And we also create our exterior by the things we think. And also, when we stay attached to things, storms come into our life to clear it out. All right? So, I want to tell you a story, and it is a wild one, and I have pictures to prove it. And you have to understand, I'm going to tell you this story, which is it's a fun one. I hope that you're still listening to this, because I'm going to tell you this story now, and then you're going to understand why I'm telling you the conversation about being the eye in the storm. So I have realized before I start the story, the backstory is every year something happens, and also there are lessons that I learn, and if I don't learn them, even if I thought I've learned them, they will circle back around and like a loop tape. And I wanted to show you this. A lot of times I'll find these circular bands, and I'm like, why am I seeing these all the time? And what I think is to remind me that, hey, loop tape ahead, loop tape ahead. You know, take it or leave it. I'm telling you a story right now, okay? But I've noticed that, destruction happens exteriorly around. Well, my desire, what I've been working on for several years, is cleaning up my land and basically the pieces of my life after several storms that just storm and then another storm and another storm. So you got to learn to ride out those storms. And so I've gotten much better at it, and the storms are lesser and lesser. But this storm that happened just recently in this particular month, which it always happens around this time of year, and I believe I'm always prepared for it. Last year, if you go back to my videos, uh, a tree service caught my land and almost my trailer on fire and dropped a live wire on the ground, which started the fire. And they destroyed my yard. But guess what? I got the road I had wanted out of it. So I'm like, okay, that was wild, but I have that road now. So I've been aware of this particular thing and staying um, in my own lane, so to speak. But I am a dog lover. I love dogs. I used to have a dog show for 12 years. It adopted dogs from animal shelters, trained them, traveled all over the country and the world doing dog agility, magic tricks. They were loved. They were called the Top Dog Show. I'm going to write a book about the top dogs, and soon, hopefully sooner than later. Anyway, point is, I love dogs, okay? And I still have 4 dogs right now. And an old friend called, and he needed me to take care of his dog because his father had passed away and he needed to go out of town. And I wanted to say yes, and I did say yes, but the truth was that was not a good idea. And that's the lesson that I needed to learn, because I've had that same situation where over the years people have left dogs. They've left pregnant dogs, um, a pack of dogs. Not when we had the Top Dog Show. The Top Dog Show was, they were fantastic, all USDA registered. We trained them. Uh, they they were wonderful, and they lived a life of Riley, and we all did, and it was so much fun. But these are like dogs that I love all dogs, so I don't think there is a bad dog, but there was just, they were left, and then it was my responsibility to find them homes. And so I've had experiences, because of my love of dogs, because of my uh, soft spot. And of course, when an old friend whom I hadn't seen in years but calls me and says, hey, would you take care of my dog? I said yes, but I knew that um, I had another dog that they had to get acclimated, and he came early and he dropped the dog off very fast, to the point where I had to take the dog into the house, and because it was almost nighttime, and I put my little dogs in a room, and the dog, a big, beautiful dog, and still a puppy, doesn't know what's going on, and he just basically starts going crazy, right? So the next day, um, I made it through the night. The next day, I attempted to acclimate him with the Siberian Husky, and no, that wouldn't happen. So already my house was kind of destroyed, and the Siberian Husky doesn't really get along with dogs at all. So I've always, kept him away from the little dogs. So basically, I put him in the house because the other dog went into the kennel, and me and the little dogs uh, went and just kind of traveled around a little bit and took care of our work, and stayed at friends' houses and things like that. Um, while my house was being completely destroyed over the next couple of days, every day I'd come in and take care of the dogs, and every day it would get worse, but there was really nothing I could do until I had the owner of the dog come and get his dog. And so it was a test of wits, for sure, and calmness. I had to really get calm, and I realized this is a storm. This is another storm that is happening, and my ability to be aware of, okay, this is a storm, and it happened, cause and effect. I did not think about the consequences of bringing a big dog into a place, that is not dog set up like it used to be 20 years ago or 15 years ago, however long ago it was, back in the 90s and 2000s and stuff like that. Anyway, so no, we weren't. Oh man, I'm dating myself, but I think it was more in like the 2000s to 2010s. But anyway, time flies when you're having fun. Point is, the house got destroyed, but the whole time, my goal was just to keep both dogs safe and not get a dog fight not, know that everything can be cleaned up. And I said, this is a lesson because this is, I am hanging on to something that I don't need to hang on to, or I still need to do a clean sweep because I've been purging and remodeling and letting go and cleaning. Uh, it's been like this journey for the last 5 years to build up Ohala Farms, and things happen, and then it's like, okay. So the reason I got through this, so the good news is, the owner came back, no dog was hurt, everybody got home. I did not get mad at the dogs. Why would I? They didn't know any better. I didn't get mad at my friend because he didn't know any better, and I forgave myself because I realized that that's my issue. I have an affinity for dogs, so if anybody asks me anything about dogs, my automatic answer is yes. And many times, this isn't the first time, that has caused some form of destruction in my home or to one of my dogs, or when there was a dog fight, and so that's why I'm so protective of my dogs now. So I learned a lesson from it, but my point is I was aware that it was a lesson. I didn't say, "Oh, this is happening to me." I realized that it was a lesson to be learned, and a lesson that meant I was going to be cleaning up and getting rid of stuff that obviously I don't need anymore. And I'm going to have a brand new beginning. And it's going to be better than the time before. And I have had proof of that over and over and over again in my life. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I wanted to say thank y'all so much for those of you who are subscribers and my followers. And I hope that y'all embrace the experiment of extreme kindness and attempt it. Because if you attempt it, I guarantee you that you're going to be happily surprised at how you will not only spark other people's inspiration, they'll return the favor, and it'll start a flow in your own life. And that flow will flow into a big ocean. Love revolution, baby. Yeah, I think it is possible, and I believe in it. Peace. Oh, there's something else. Okay. If you happen to be in Branson this weekend, Plum Nelly Days, the 58th annual Historic Downtown Branson, I'm emceeing it. I'm very excited. We have fantastic music, rock bands, new artists. We really got a lot of fantastic. The bands are amazing. It's like a straight up music festival, and over 80 vendors, food vendors, the streets. Now, Historic Downtown Branson is right in the middle. So there's restaurants and stores, and all of them are having sidewalk sales. It's a festival in its truest sense. It's one of the biggest festivals in the whole wide world, and I'm not even kidding. I'm really not. I'm really not. Come on out and see it, okay? If you happen to be in Branson, Missouri this weekend, Plum Nelly Days, April 19th and 20th. I'll be there. Where in the world is Angie? Now you know. All right, now I also want to show you some crystals. Now, I want to tell y'all something. I love crystals before crystals were cool. That's right, I love crystals. I have crystals everywhere. Not, I don't go buy them. Not really. I don't go buy them at the store. I go and dig them. Yes, it's an obsession. I'm lining my whole house and yard with crystals. I do sell them sometimes, but rarely because I love them. I mainly give them away. But I have found some beautiful pieces, and I'm going to tell you where. Hot Springs, Arkansas. Hot Springs, Arkansas is like one of the few places in the whole world, Australia being another one, but literally crystals everywhere. And Ron Coleman's mine, Miller Mine. There's also Jim Coleman's Miller Mine. They're brothers or something like that. There's a story. They're across the way from each other. One's very touristy. I like that one. The other one is, and I've been to both of them, but it seems a little bit more treacherous, and it's a little bit smaller these days, and a little bit more adventurous, woodsy, and raw, so to speak. But I've started enjoying Ron Coleman's in Hot Springs because they have showers, They have a place I can tent. I can walk over to the crystal mine. I can buy crystals there, or I don't really buy crystals, but I'll buy an amethyst or something like that. And I can spend the whole day for 25 bucks and take home all the crystals I want to dig. And it's a lot of fun for families, couples, single people, whatever, church groups, all kinds of groups, whatever. It's so much fun. So Hot Springs, Arkansas. You know, you ought to go to Hot Springs and Branson. That would make a fantastic summer vacation. All right, that's all for me right now. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of season 6 of I'm All In One Tennis. Peace out. Till next time.